Hello everyone, very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, we are going to look at the concept, the uses and the properties of a indicator named as a vector log tail. We will see how we can use these indicators to figuring out the opportunities to make money in the market. Of course, that is our goal. That is always the primary objective of entering into any trade, and we want to make sure that we have the odds in our favor. Whenever we want to go for any trade, we have to ensure that the odds are favorable, the outcome is likely to be as per our expectation, and we can't be certain, but still we want to be sure to the maximum possible extent that we are taking a trade which is likely to end up on a profitable note. So to that goal, we have to rely on different sorts of indicator, and today we are going to use these indicator, the vector log key, to look for the profitable trading opportunities. Let us now head to the JForex for the newly released trading platform from the Dukascopy Bank SA. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average chart, and I will plot one new, and there we will add these indicators. So we are in a position to make an independent assessment rather than taking any other indicator for providing any complementary feedback. The response time is on the slower side, but I think we should get going anytime soon. Let's wait for 2 seconds more. Pardon me for the inconvenience. The vector log 10 is a easy concept to understand. If you had studied the logarithmic scale back in school days, and of course, even if it is a long, long time, you might have a faint idea of the logarithmic calculations. It is a simple mathematical calculation where we take the candles into price, the applied price, whether it is the closing price or the price or whichever applied price you are opting for. We take that as the input, and when we use this indicator, the vector log t, it simply returns the value which is to the best 10 logarithm, and using this output we can see what is the trend in a more reliable manner, because in any given candle there can be wide fluctuation, and one simple knee-jerk move on any side can skew the distribution. But when we use this logarithmic scale, we will have a lot more stability. The one single price is not going to cast outside impact on other indicate other calculation threads input values. So we get more stability, more reliability when we use these vector log chain for figuring out the trend instead of relying on pure output values for a given candle grid. So that's where the advantage lies of working with these vector log chain indicators. The concept is simple, and also if you have to compare the output value for the vector log 10, all you have to do is look at the current output value and compare it across the calculation grid. it is much easier to compare as well. We can transform this applied price, which is in many scenarios, many cases, quite volatile, into a more linear distribution, which is going to be much less volatile, and that gives us the opportunity to present this data in a linear normal distribution manner, and we can then see what the trend is, how things are shaping up on these stable model. If there is this big move, and if we see, for example, that the underlying move has been volatile but broadly on the upside, if we take the vector locking of that price moves, we will see that we are going to plot these vector locked in output value, which is going to look much more linear and upwardly slanted while weeding out these volatility. So that's where the benefit of using these indicators lie. As I said in my introductory remark, we can go for the distribution, which is much more uniform, and some of the cases where there was a big move on either side will be processed in a much more stable manner. We can go for the speed of the changes in underlying instrument, what is happening and how far the things are changing, whether there is a sharp move or there is not much happening, nothing much is happening, and the range is very shallow. In that kind of scenario, we can go for this indicator and see what the trend is, whether we should be focusing for opportunities on long side or we should be looking for the opportunities on short side. We can simply look at the output value of these vector locked in, and using that we will be in a position to make the assessment for ourselves of how things are shaping up, what the trend is, and what kind of trade is likely to prove profitable for us. So we will be in a better position, better place to make the judgment for ourselves, and using that we can go for the trade or we can simply sit on the sideline. So that is one big benefit of working with these indicators, the vector locked-in. We have multiple vector-based indicators available on the platform. If you simply do a quick search, you will see that whenever we type in vector, you will get all these long list of indicators. The vector log 10 is just one of these indicators, and we have all sorts of vector indicators. So do try it out. We can also use these indicators as one of the components of the system. We can have multiple indicators in place, and one filtering mechanism can be the use of these indicators that are locked in. So that kind of possibility is also there, which gives us these tool for going for a combination where we have multiple systems pointing out to the possibilities where we can read out the false signals by going for a combination. And if we see that multiple indicators with different and varying concepts are pointing towards the same side, then we can have more reasons to feel confident about this and go for the trading opportunities on that side where multiple indicators are pointing. So that is going to increase the probability of getting the trade right. So that is one big benefit of combining these indicator with other indicators which are also there available on the platform. all these possibilities there. And I would suggest that you also try out other vector indicators where we have these tools provided on the chart. Even I am confused here why this chart is taking so much time to respond. There seems to be some sort of bug. Okay, here we have got this fresh chart in frame now. Let's try out one more time. Okay, finally we are getting this option. Once we get it going, we will be in a better position to make the use of the examples as well. It will become much easier for us to understand the concept of the indicator using this indicator. first need to remove all the current indicators in place. Now let's try it one more time. Vector locked in. Here we have all these long list of vector indicators, vector based indicators, which use different concepts. Now today we will be more focused on these vector log 10. I have tried to explain to you its concept and some of its uses. We will look at some more examples of how we can look for the opportunities to trade in the market using these indicators. Finally, we got it. So sorry for the inconvenience. Now let's look at the distribution of the prices when we are simply looking at these candlesticks where we have to consider the opening price, closing price, high price and the low price for a given candle period. And if you notice on the lower side we have these locked in output in place, which is more or less inclined toward the same side. When we see the candlestick price rising, we also see these locked in output value on the rise, and when we see these candlestick data pointing downward, the same is also plotted on the log10 scale, but the distribution is different in one important manner, that the sharp moves, the volatile moments are weeded out, or you can say are distributed in a more stable manner when we look at the vector output vector scale. So that is where the benefit, that is where the advantage of using the vector log indicator lies. When we use this, we can weed out these skewed distribution and look for the uniformity, look for a broader trend which is prevailing, whether it is uptrend or downtrend. And using that, we can weed out some false signals and go for the trade in the direction of the trade, and that will increase the probability of getting the trade right. So that is one advantage of working with this vector log indicator. You can pair it up with all sorts of indicators. You can have any existing trading system, and you can add these indicators to that trading system, and you will have these more stable signals being generated by these indicators. So that is where these advantage of the indicator lie. We have to then go for these price mechanisms where we feel that if the current output is providing us the opportunity of profit, of making profit, then we can go for that and also look for optimizing it. Unless there is a sustained change in the price movement, we are not really likely to see the direction changing for these vector locked-in output. Even if we see a sharp move in any given candle grid, the overall direction is not going to change that swiftly when we are using the blockchain distribution, and we can then go for the trades only when we see the reversal spanning out in a more sustained manner, in a more reliable manner using these vector blockchain. And if we see the trend change, we can go for a new trade while closing the earlier trade. So that opens up the profit making vista as well as the possibility of optimizing our trades and going for it. So that is where the advantage of the indicator lie. And with that,